Boom. Okay, so this is what we got for an op.gg. So we show more here. Okay, it's updated 16 days ago. All right. So we just have not too many games to work with. Maybe what's another site we could use? League of Graphs maybe would give us a bit more information. Let me change that real quick. League of Graphs. Yeah, we got a lot more games here. Okay, cool. Here we go. So we've been doing some flex queue lately. And then, yeah, a lot of flex queue lately. Okay. So, you laying against York here. Took lethal tempo. Okay, so one thing you can change here in this lethal tempo page is I used to run this too, and I changed it just only a couple weeks ago, I think, maybe a bit more than that. But your legend stacks, and then you play solo queue on this one. Okay, I'll look at that one afterwards. So your the legend stacks, you can take like Alacrity. I like taking that exclusively for jungle. I've been taking unless I'm going fleet, I'll still take Alacrity. But if you're going lethal tempo, you can certainly take Bloodline. Bloodline feels really good because we're also just rushing straight critical strike damage. When you get like an early kill or an assist, you put a legend stack into lifesteal with some Bloodline, and that gives you better lane sustain. Because we start with Longsword and we aren't building Vampiric Scepter right away in lane, that's not a thing since Season 6 anymore. And we're not starting Doran's Blade because we're trying to just get huge, 32k item power spikes with our Essence and then our Infinity Edge. That's actually, I think, they're both actually 34k, they're 3.4k, so yeah. Come on, don't ignore my print screen. Look, I'm in the middle of a coaching session, Duck, all right? I'll look at your print screen. What's your print screen? Hey, it's a pentakill. All right, there you go. Back to the actual coaching session, okay? And of course, I click this, and then, yeah, I gotta go mouse back over the runes. There we go. So yeah, try taking, you can take Tenacity into Teemo, but besides that, I personally like the Bloodline. Bloodline's been really good. Alacrity is nice, because when you do get stacks, you get better attack speed, but the thing is, it doesn't give you, like, sustain. So, you have sustain with your Q, but then that's it. Then, aside from that, you don't have any lifesteal until you build lifesteal. So if you go Legend of Bloodline, you don't even have to build like a lifesteal item until like you're like 4 items deep. Wisdom, I honestly haven't played that game. Honestly played that game bad on my part. That's all right. But I mean, I'm just letting you know for like runes and stuff. Because I mean, bad games happen. I mean, there's nothing. Oh. So let me see what your build was over here. Okay. Back for BF Sword. So you bought the crit component last. So one thing, I know Fogged will build his damage items first. And I think that's fine. If you have the gold for BF Sword, absolutely build this. This is something I will always try to build. But one thing I value over the Caulfield's Warhammer is the Cloak of Agility. I think if you're playing a champion that runs off critical strikes, right? And you're kind of looking for some RNG, just reduce the RNG with a cloak. Buying cloak feels really nice with lethal tempo, because even just getting like 1 or 2 crits in a string really amplifies your damage better than just having the Caulfields, in my opinion. But otherwise, that's not bad. You buy your Stinger. This completes your 40% cooldown because you did go Transcendence. Yep, perfect. Now, after you buy your Stinger, you really don't need to go any more attack speed. It's better to just complete your crit cap. That or complete Trinity, because then you can get Spellblade. And Trinity feels really nice on Tryndamere in general. It gives him a little bit of everything. I would not be building Rage Blade second item. I did tell somebody else this. a couple days ago too, because Rage Blade right now is bugged. It's still a good item to build on Tryndamere, but it's not an item that you want to be rushing like for a second completed item, because it's you get more out of building either a complete crit item, even a lifesteal item here would probably be better than Rage Blade. Early Rage Blade is a meme now. I wouldn't say it's a meme, but it's not something you can avoid here. Build order looks fine because we don't need points in ultimate. Maxing Q and putting points in E is good. Let's see. So yeah, it looks like you were actually ahead of Yorick in kill participation. So it looks like you were down on some gold. So you got solo killed, I see, in lane. Okay. So yeah, it's just try swapping that out for Bloodline. Let me see what else we got here. Oh, see what I hit back. You won here, but your KDA is dismal. So this guy went Ignite Darius. Yeah, this guy's runes are really aggressive. Bone plating instead of second wind. Okay. He can really go either. I personally like second wind on Darius. So what was his build order? I'm curious.
Follow my blade.
Yasuke has hosted with 34 viewers. What's up, Yasuke? How was your climb today, dude? So yeah, this is the game that he lost. What was his build order? Okay, so he just rushed Trinity here. We're doing a coaching session right now. 0-4 today. I don't want to talk about it. Same, dude. I'm 0-3 today. I don't want to talk about it, man. Today fucking sucked. Big dick. It was jungle difference game every game, dude. I swear to God. I'm just going to start jungle mirroring again because I can't get a jungler on my team, so I'm just going to have to become the jungler. All right, so you started... you got to go to work now? Hey, good luck at work, dude. Appreciate the host, man. And to all the 34 angry right-clickers who just joined the stream, we're doing a coaching session. We also play Tryndamere, sometimes mid lane, but mostly top. We are a beta. We're not as alpha as Yasuka. Good luck, gamer. Thanks, dude. Yeah, we'll be hitting the queue after this coach session. It's honestly convenient that... Gas Made the Beat came in here because, as the title says, subscribers get free coaching sessions once a month. Oh, what's up, kitty? Cat's like nibbling on my leg. Yasuke? Oh, I always thought it was Yasuke. Okay, it's Yasuke. All right, Yasuke. I'll get your name right from forever. From now on, it is Yasuke. I'll even add that to the notes. We have notes on here. Let me bring them up. Stuff. Oh, how come it's not showing my notepad on this screen? That's okay. We'll just write it in here. Alright. Boom. It is saved. So you rush Tiamat against Darius. It's something you can do if you're behind this game. Oh, kitty. That's my foot. I don't want you to claw me. Can I compare? So you got solo killed. You never won any duels, and then you participated in team fights 50% of the time. And then you never, wow. 0% team fight wins. It looks like your team's just like really hard carried you here. You had a lot of gold here, but then suddenly it fell off. So here looks like Darius like started popping off towards the end of the game, but then still lost. Not only did it's also Malphite AFK. Where do we see that Malphite AFK'd? How can we tell? That's not always a bad thing. We do that a lot as Tryndamere. 3 deaths at 10 minutes. Unfortunate. All right, kitty. What are you doing? You're a little goblin attacking my feet. Yeah. You're gonna go? Have stuff to do? All right, good luck, Ian. All right, I really don't like League of Graphs because like it's easier for me to like look at this stuff on op.gg. Like I can just bring up this screen and I can look at damage from everybody too. So yeah, it looks like Malphite was AFK unfortunately. So yeah, it was a 5v4. Okay. So one thing you can always remember to do is like if they, especially like if they, I mean you probably didn't know that the jungle was AFK, but like if they're down a man, like splitting is actually OP, so that looks like that's what you were doing. So that's honestly good. You took advantage of the situation when you were down, but would honestly like to see how you laned against the Darius. Him having Ignite can be scary, but it's Flash goes Darius you need to worry about because this man has to kite you. He can't beat you in an all-in, especially with these runes. Like again though, you want to take Bloodline. Bloodline's a lot better here. All right. You want Essence Reaver? Yeah, you got to stop going Rage Blade second item. It would have been so much better for you to just like crit cap like right away. Crit cap and then instead of like Mortal Reminder, it's not a bad item to build third, but I probably would have like either completed Trinity or started rushing Death Dance to just do more damage. I almost always crit cap second item. The only times I don't crit cap second item is if I want the utility with Trinity, and it's usually because I'm running Fleet. Otherwise, if I'm running a lethal tempo, crit cap second item. Absolutely. All right. So, do you got a replay for me? It looks like it's just like some things in your build order need some improvement, and then probably just a small rune change too. Like these are all lanes I think you would go lethal tempo in, so that's good. Let me just double check your League of Graphs too. See if you ever run Fleet for something. So here you went Fleet against Malphite. I really enjoy going Grasp into Malphite. Also, instead of taking Magic Resist into Malphite, still take Armor because his early game damage is all in auto attacks. You don't actually need Magic Resist for Armor for Malphite because he's going to be building tank. And look at the rest of the team. The rest of the team is all AD. It's like you don't need to go Magic Resist for Malphite because his Q poking doesn't do anything, especially since he has to build tank against you or else you're just going to body rock him. Look up this account. Okay. You got it, Chief. Yeah, so I'm going to look at this. Fish me a replay for me to look at. All right, so yeah, there's a lot more Tryndamere games on op.gg I can look at. I like this. We're just going to close out the League of Graphs pages. Okay, so we lost this game against Galio. Damage is really low. It's actually the lowest damage on the team. So we want to try to improve our damage. So yeah, again, Rage Blade second item. I don't like it. It's like Rage Blade's a good item, but build it like fourth item. Or fifth item. Magic Resist, that's fine. Again, needs Bloodline, I think. So where do we see what happened here? Yeah. Wait, so you were above Galio in gold for a while. And then suddenly you're even here. Okay. Yeah, this guy ended up doing way more damage. So what happened? Did you solo kill him? And then let's see what went on here. Brand was doing lots of damage, but he was also dying a lot too. Rise was dying a lot. It looks like their mid was really fed. AD carry was fed. So yeah, so here probably just needed to split more, I guess, but Most valuable player here. This one you went against Shen top. Again, Shen's doing way more damage than you. So we gotta bump these damage numbers up. Your damage is way too low. Like, it doesn't look bad for this game, but if you're laning against a tank and the tank's coming out doing more damage than you, laning against a tank's coming out doing more damage than you, we want to seek improvement from that. That might be the one to watch. Okay. Then we will watch how this game goes then. So I'm going to add this account or no, I can just search it. Right. We're going to bring it back to League. All right, here we go. So Aftershock Galio can be difficult if you're trying to fight him while his Aftershock is procced. You just got to wait for Aftershock to go down. I think that's probably what we're going to be looking at, is how you handle your lane. It looks like you might have one lane, but then just needed to find an opening to carry. Alright, so you walk in here. So here is really far back. If you actually want to... Oh, you got Kha'Zix up here, so you got Vision. Nice. Nice, things are good. Everybody's actually got super vision. It is flex, so you already know that they're going to be teasing. Brand with the aggressive play right there. Yo, is he going to do it again? Yo, he's going to do it again. Nice. I like that stuff. All right, you have to leash Kha'Zix top. That's fine. You don't necessarily... It's not the end of the world if you don't have prio in this game, because you should be beating Galio a lot. Kitty, I can't let you outside, bud. Alright, so you walk in this way, which is okay. But see, the thing is, if like Galio has minion advantage right there. Alright, so you end up queuing into his little thing there. Alright, he's kind of just wrecking you with his Qs right now. But how close are you and him? All right, you're looking for that level 2. Yeah, get on this. Yeah. I like this. I like this. I like this a lot. Hey, there you go. All right, so you got the level 2 power spike on him. That was actually very well done. Good stuff. And then you shove this lane in, and you reset. Beautiful. Hey, good work. Wait. All right, so this lane actually didn't go in all the way. So hold on. So let's play this back. So you got the level 2. He didn't flash or anything. You didn't even need to ignite. All right, you gotta just start autoing right here. You're waiting too long to auto attack, and that messes up the wave. Because now look where the wave position is. You just needed to just shove that in. Even if you miss CS, you needed to get these minions under the tower. Spit his Q confirmed. Oh, did I say you hit him with... I was talking about Galio hitting him with Qs, not the Tryndamere. I stopped with the teleportation sound effects. So yeah, again, right here, great spin. You kill him, auto this wave. Don't wait, just auto it. You're waiting. See, look where... If you ever need to figure out how fast you need to shove in your wave, look at when the next wave is coming through. No, that was fine to, honestly, if you were looking for that all-in like that, right, it's okay. Like, I think also, partially, he was throwing the Qs in the minions that you were, like, trying to farm. So, I'm honestly going to forgive you for that, especially since you managed to get the level 2 power spike kill. That right there is huge. Obviously, that, like... is going to really hard win your lane. But now look at where the minions are coming. So you should be able to see up here that the next wave is almost to the tower. You do not want to hesitate shoving in this lane. Because you hesitated shoving in this lane, the lane gets like stuck right here. You see what I mean? So now this guy is going to just freeze it right here if he's smart. He's not really that smart, but it's okay. It's still working. See, now you're going to lose your cannon. Whereas before, if you shoved it in faster, you wouldn't have lost his cannon. See, he actually has the wave in a much better spot. So he gets a level 3 power spike off that, and you come back to lane level 2. He gets his cannon, and you don't. So, like, he has an experience lead right now because of teleport. So even though you got the gold for whatever you backed with, let me see it. Boots and another longsword. That's great. He has experience lead on you. So you want to make sure you shove in that wave. Even if you miss CS, it's so important to shove in that wave. Just start autoing it like a monkey. Now this is fine. You're just last hitting. You're playing careful because you know the wave is pushing to you now. All right, so this is really greedy. So this is greedy because you had no vision of where his jungler was, and your jungler is on the other side of the map. You haven't warded since the start of the game. So you get taunted, and then you get cocooned. Yeah, let me see if there was if you had a spin up or something. It looked like you were trying to wait for something right there. Yeah, but you have to flash. Elise flashes. Elise actually plays this very well. Then she's going for the next auto attack. You have ignite up, but you don't have anything else. You should have just tried to ignite and still just walk away, because now she just autos you to death. Unfortunate. But yeah, that whole death right there is just as a result of playing, again, super aggressive in lane when you didn't have a ward. Also, bear in mind, like, as I was explaining, I was applauding you for only last hitting these minions, right? Because look how many minions he has, look how many minions you have. Like, you also don't have Fury right now. So you're just trying to, like, this fight right here is not going to work out for you. Look at your health, look at his health. He's starting with more health than you. You don't have Fury, and he has more minions. So even though you have Ignite advantage on him, he also has Aftershock. He has all of his abilities up, besides his Winds of War, because he just used it. But he can taunt you, and then he can wait for this to come off cooldown and use that afterwards. He doesn't have Ignite advantage. He ignited Elise, but not right here. He still has Ignite right here. I'm talking about later he burned Elise. I'm rewatching this situation right here before Elise comes into play. I am painting the bigger picture and explaining all the things that were that needed to be done differently, and also explaining why trying to fight here is very bad. So there's a number of things why fighting was here. Number one, you did not have vision of the jungler. But number two, even in an honest 1v1 scenario with Galio, there are too many. He has too many advantages here. He had minion advantage, right? He had cooldown advantage. You weren't fighting him if he burned any cooldown. So he had all of his abilities up level 3. And you did not have Fury. And he had more health. Yeah, I rewind it. I rewound it. Whatever the past tense of rewind is. Rewound. So then you eat a lot of CC right here. Galio doesn't actually flash for it. He still has flash now. Yeah, and that's why that happened. So now you are no sums, and again he gets a huge XP lead here. I know he's gonna let that wave crash. Kazakh's kind of trolling because he can't do anything there. He should have just taken some of the minions waiting for you to get back to lane. So now you ward, but like Elise is probably not going to be up here anymore. But you at least catch out that there's a pink here. Oh no, you put a pink here. Okay, so here's another thing I have. All right, so pink wards are good, right? But look at when you're pinking, right? Your lane is level 4. You are level 3, and you're down summoners. So you do not have priority to pink this bush, right? Say Elise was to come topside again, okay? They would take your pink, get 30 gold and experience from it, and walk away. Now, you could say, well, the ward would help you scout Elise, but you could just use a regular ward for that, unless this is your regular ward, in which case you want to be putting your ward here, because Elise is probably not going to be ganking you from try. I'd say it's nearly always better to gank. Well, I wouldn't even bother buying a pink ward here because you're actually down. I have a thing I say, and you'll hear me say it to other laners, right? When I'm ahead, you never pink losing lanes. And the reason why you don't want to pink your lane if you're behind is because, one, that puts you in a further gold deficit behind, and two, you don't have priority in your lane while you're losing. So you can't defend this pink ward. If they scout this side of the map, they're just going to take this pink ward and leave. And you don't want to keep buying pinks to replace and to replenish vision there. Just understand that at this point, you don't actually care for the vision here because you shouldn't be trying to fight this man. You should just immediately just react if he's trying to walk up to you or if Elise is trying to walk up to you because you're not actually trying to fight him. The only time you want to establish vision is if you're actually concerned about a jungle gank or because you want to secure that you can solo kill him without interference from the enemy jungler or assistance from other parties. That's the only time you wanna even like use like wards to like scout out that vision. Right now, you're probably not at risk of getting reganked, right? Because Elise would probably have done topside. Maybe she would come top, but if so, it would be better to just plant a regular ward here and just ignore try. Because in order for Elise to have ganked you, she also would have had to come through here, right? You have vision here, so she can't come around. She could like repel over here, like through like if she really wanted to gank you, she could just like repel over this wall, I think, and then walk around Tribush. But like at the same time, you're not trying to fight Galio, so you're playing far back right here. So even if she does come up here, you can probably just like walk away, wait for Cocoon, and then spin under tower, and you'd be fine. So the pink word here is not a good purchase. It's helpful, but if Elise really wanted to gank you again, she just would. Because like you gotta chill out. Because now you got Fury, but he has flash, he has level advantage. You're kind of just stuck here. So his aftershock went off. We're just letting this push in. You're actually he's actually respecting you a lot, which is a little weird because like he has a good advantage. Oh, he's also, is he no mana? Yeah, he's no mana right now. All right. So this is actually when you have a power spike is like when he's I'm pretty sure he's right? No, he has some. Oh, no, he just backed. Okay. Anyway, so you're freezing it. He just recalled. So this is fine. Your bot lane's getting dumpstered right now, though. Doesn't look like it's going terribly, though, because, like, Brand has 2 of the kills and Zaya has 1. The MF is just really fed. So see what he was able to just do here, right? He walks down, he takes that pink ward, and you can't contest it because, I mean, you could have if you wanted to because you just hit 6. So let me see if what really happens here. So yeah, so he just takes it. Oh, you're just gonna go in? Oh, backed off. Okay. I thought you were just gonna go ham there. It looked like you had lethal tempo up, so and your ignite's up. All right, I like the wave management here. It's just like because you're coming back through like gaining more CS than him. You miss a couple CS there, but you have the idea of a lane freeze. So Rise came top. How come you weren't able to capitalize on that? So Rise is pinging that he's coming topside right now. Kha'Zix's also here. So he notices. What were you doing during that time? I think during that this situation, right? You just ate a nasty trade. You probably could have played dumb and just started fighting him, and he might have been able to taunt you, because then when your team comes in, you can just press R, and they can pick up the kill. You're playing really far back. You're not trying to land W here. Your team is pinging to like that they like want to come in, and you're like not doing anything about it. You should have been like when he like walked up here to this minion. You should have tried to like spin on him, W him, like it started engage, because the only real like CC you have is from like Rise. So you kind of just needed to like play like a dummy and see what he does. At least get him to throw abilities out so he's down summoners as they make their way around him. But because you didn't throw anything out, he has all of his abilities to get out. He uses his dash, he then uses his taunt, and he just leaves. And that's just because you were way too passive there. You don't want to be so passive if you're getting a jungle gank. Or that was actually a jungle and a mid lane gank. That was a 3-man gank. Ooh, so Kha'Zix smited that. Nice. Alright.
Follow my blade.
So Kha'Zix pops the cone. You're right here. Nice. Oh, now you're gonna go in. There you go. Okay. That works. Rabbit Inc Studios has followed my blade. Appreciate the follow, dude. We are coaching a gold for Tryndamere right now. I don't know why you were so nervous to just like go in like right here. So like you flashed, which was really aggressive. I don't think you per se needed to flash. Hold on, I need to rewind here because we actually want to start. Your Kha'Zix is like dicking him right here, okay? And you're still kind of like hitting minions topside. So right here, I would be walking down. You do walk down eventually. It takes a little bit, but you do. No, you still went back to farm minions. All right, you should have been walking down much earlier, because then you could have been here already. You probably wouldn't have had to flash. Anyways, so you spin over and then you flash, which, I mean, you have health advantage, but like you don't have a W or anything to like sticky onto him for right here. So he just kind of just walks away right here. So it would have been better to just let the flash go, but you do have your ult. He ends up using his abilities, so you can absolutely fight him right here. So because he used his abilities the way he did right there, yeah, you can just do that. You also got the nice RNG crit. So it does work out for you. There's so many other ways that could have been played, but now Zed comes up. And that's just because you waited too long, I think. Alright, so you gotta back over here. He ults Kha'Zix. You should not be trying. You should be trying to escape. Okay. So right here, because he ults Kha'Zix, okay, you should just be walking back through the brush here. Well, actually, his shadow clone is there. So, but he goes back to his shadow clone. So you have a free out. You can just start trying to walk away here. Instead, you like walk back towards him, which is really weird. I don't know why. So he's just gonna pick you up there. So that resulted. I think you just needed to just spin away. Like again, let's see you kill Galio again. Now we know that Zed's coming up here. So like right here. You could have just walked back through here and then spun up here and probably gone away. Because he ulted your Kha'Zix. So you could have just like slipped out of the picture. or probably. Instead, you just kind of bottleneck yourself. It was still a rough situation, and it was a rough situation because of how long it took for you to rotate down here. Damn. So Thresh makes a play mid. I didn't have vision of him in the bush. Well, yeah, that's what I mean, though. So when he ulted here, right, you could have just, like, walked over here. Like, he was ulting your Kha'Zix. You could have just, like, slipped in the brushes while he's ulting Kha'Zix. Because suddenly, at first, it looked like you were the priority target, but then he ulted your jungler. And so when that happened, you could have just, like, zoinked out of here. That would have been your best bet, rather than you kind of just like cornered yourself over here. So you also had two other options too. So when you walked through here, right, you spun into him. You could have, if we're going back here, right, you could have also just tried to look for the kill, like just give it to Galio right here. Instead, actually, it would have just gone to him either way. Yeah, I don't know. That was just a rough spot. I think that was just because you took too long to help your jungle, though. But either way, that happened. We just move on. We see that you are ahead of Galio here, so we wanted to see you try to fight this guy now. Alright, so you are landing a W on him because I think you're trying to W him when he's also taunting you. Yeah. He's casting Whirlwind and you're casting your W. You want to save your W for when you 100% have their back turned and they're just running away from you. Right now, he's doing a combo. So Galio is pulling combos on you and you're trying to like W in the middle of his combo. It's better to just wait till the combo ends, right? If you're going to soak it, I guess soak it, but it would be better to just try and just like get behind him with spin and then look for these things. Instead, you're like in front of him trying to like fight him. I mean, let me see if you had... Because, like, right here, okay, you got the wave under the tower. You can build Fury. So, like, right here, you spun at nothing. Yeah, he's just walking away and you're trying to spin on him. You want to try walking to him first and then spinning behind him. You're getting just a little too antsy, I think. It's all about patience, right? Because, like, again, look at that spin there. Look where he is and look where you are. You are spacing yourself very far away from him. You can, if you're trying to engage him, you want to space yourself closer. Again, look where he is, look where you are. So that's the best you can do with your spin right there. When if you just like walked towards him right here, because he was standing right here, okay? So we just back up a couple seconds. All right, now we gotta speed this up. So like he wants to farm this minion right here. He's walking towards this minion. You just Q heal. So again, you also didn't like finish off the cannon when you spun. It would have been better to just wait, get a little more fury, and then look for this engage. But again, you're just being really, really greedy. And you can't seem to get behind him. You need to get behind him so he can't like knock you up, taunt you, and then just walk away. Because that's what he's doing. He's knocking you up, he's taunting you, he's casting Whirlwind, and then he just walks away. And you can't actually do anything when he does that trade unless you can get behind him. So you just need a little bit better position. All right, so You don't need to ward here because you actually, at least in Zed's both died. So you don't need like any vision in this Tribush because you're not at risk of a gank. You already have one ward here, which should be enough. So at this point, just try to shove this lane in, which you do. Okay. So this is a little greedy. You kind of just disappear off the map to go run down Herald with your jungler while your opponent is in lane. So this kind of works because you're strong, but like Zed is off the map, Elise is off the map, so it's kind of good, but at the same time, this is bad for a couple of reasons, I think. In here, it's okay-ish, but I probably wouldn't have bothered just because if you're looking still for kill pressure on your lane, it's better to try and prioritize that. Also, depending on how good your lane has wave clear, he can just like clear this and then you miss a whole wave for Herald, which has never worked. I usually try to take this in downtime. Like basically when there's nothing, when like you have your top lane shoved or your top lane's missing, when you understand you have like complete just like priority to go ahead and seeds this. Now you do have your jungle here, your mid's here, but now they're going to try to fight you for it. So, and then you're going to die because Zed did a lot of burst damage, it looked like. How much damage was that? That looked like that was actually a lot. So yeah, so they also know you're on it because you walked past a ward here. So this is why it's better to do during downtime. He starts taunting and you start walking to him, so you all are gonna get taunted, and then Zed walks in and immediately pops you and your jungler. Okay, Rise cleans up. Zed has to flash. Yeah, he can't do anything. That was a really nice scoop from Zed, though. Like, that happened because, again, you didn't respect the ability for, like, mid lane and top lane to just try and, like, contest you for it. Now, Elise could have been on this side of the map, too. And that probably would have been really bad for Rise. That probably would have been 0-3 in their favor. So you don't want to try to greed for objectives so hard. I like going for those like when I have top shoved, okay? I know that they aren't going to try and contest it. That, or if they do try to contest it, I know 110% I can turn and it won't turn out to be a disaster. So anyway. So you go back top. So that's really unfortunate for you. So this guy has Tab Eyes and he has Hextech Proto Belt. So he's actually really tanky, and you have some at AD, but he's got some armor and some health. Yeah, he's at 16k health and you're at 12k? Damn. So yours is kind of barely even with this Galio. Despite even getting like the kill like a few minutes before at his tower. Because you died afterwards and then you recently just died to the same mid laner again. So you leave lane to do Scuttle. That's okay. Scuttle gives you some gold and XP, and he's not really doing anything, so that's fine. So now what I would be thinking of, right, is how much gold do you have right here? Okay, so you're trying to get gold for the Essence Reaver. You just need 1400. So you roam middle. And then, okay, so you roamed middle for a small wave, but then you end up missing your top wave for that. It would have been better if you're gonna roam middle to just take this wave before, like, just ignore top at this point, because like by the time you get top, you're not gonna get these minions, and because you left middle, you're not gonna get these minions. This is also a cannon wave right here, so you could have totally shoved this before Galio came back to contest mid lane, and then you could rotate top and then try to take the top wave. Since you roamed middle, you might as well like get like some of these minions, right? Because like, look, by the time you get top, like there's nothing actually like there for you to get, and then Galio just shoves in the top wave and then comes down here, and now he has experience advantage. All right, you're gonna beat up on this tower a lot though. Just beating it up, beating it up, beating it up. You spin away. So you're picking assistance for Galio, but what's your plan with Kha'Zix? I mean, he's strong, but let me see what your. All right. So you guys are fighting him. You have to know that mid's pinging, that Zed's on his way up. All right, you get it, and ooh. Yeah, this guy. That's the second time that he's been able to just burst you without needing his ultimate. So you have to understand, when there's like a fed assassin like that, right? And they get into your vision, okay? Don't try to save your ultimate. Just kind of like throw it out, right? Because you have it. Try to slow it down. So there you go. That's the spin behind I want to see. There you go. Alright, so you see Zed, you see your health here, you see that he shadowed to you, you need to press R. But you don't. So that's what happened. Now he could have turned to just like alt Kha'Zix right there. I'm surprised he didn't. But yeah, you needed to try alting that and like seeing if you and Kha'Zix could like take him at that point. Oof. Yeah, you at least just styled on your on your mid laner. Big rip. All right. So anyways, you do still have your ultimate though. So what? And you also should have essence, and you have stinger. Okay. So you get a lot out of that. So now, but see, look, he's level 12 even after dying. He has more experience than you. All right, so you hit 12. I would be looking for a fight here. Oh, you got a roam. Oh, you're gonna take Scuttle. Okay. Alright, now he's like, he doesn't have any safety here from like his tower or anything. He's just stacking cloth though, so he's like really tanky. And this is all because of the early laning phase was like really good, and then it didn't go so good because you got jungle ganked. Getting ganked, not running TP, just kind of just like really throws your early lead. It's so critical to avoid those. Alright, so you're going to take the tower, and then you're just going to leave. You guys take bot tower, and you get top tower. Okay. Why are you still in lane here? You just ulted. You don't have anything. Well, you have flash, but like, you don't have any kill pressure on this Galio anymore. Oh. He's gentle, because I think he could have tried playing to look for something there, but now you get the cannon and then you back. Okay. That works. Oops. I did not want to go that fast over this. So you're going top. Blue team's kind of collapsing middle. And you have summoners. So right here, your brand is down, but everybody else on your team is so far alive. I'd be trying to look to see if you can like help your team here. Yikes. Alright, well, now it definitely you can't. But you're going to keep pushing top side. This is good. Alright, yep, nope, keep pushing. At first, I think I might have looked to path mid just because you already took the tier 1 up here. But because you shoved out, you can keep pushing. They're a little late to reset, so you get a tier 2. So that honestly does work. That's just taking advantage of low elo macro because nobody else, like, came over for you. Galio's TP was down, so that was a good split. So now what happens here? Looks like you're gonna die soon. Got scared of Zed because I didn't have R. Oh, it looked like your R was off cooldown, so you were okay. So now you go bottom. Okay. So you are pushing way up without vision of this entire side of the map. All right. Let me see if I can show you what I mean. Yeah. Look where you are. Look where your team is. Okay. Look at all this empty vision right here. You have no idea where anybody is, and there's a drag spawning and your bot side. So you have to be careful of objectives because of this bot side objective. The team is actually going to be bot side, the enemy team, because they're going to want this dragon. They're going to want to fight for it because they have a gold lead. They think they can win. They're absolutely going to contest for it. They have the other 2 drakes. So you know that they want this drake because it doesn't even matter what this drake is anymore. They already have an ocean. They have a mountain. They have the 2 worst drakes. They want this drake no matter what it is. And you're pushing bot. And you're not warding. And you're using your spin. So if you're pushing bot, right? The best place to put a ward is if you don't have any mid lane prio, put a ward here. If you do have mid lane prio, as in like your team can push down the mid lane, then you want to put a ward probably right here. And if your team has a lot more prio, like their tier 1 is down, you can push up here, and then you can put a ward around here. Not having a ward probably is going to result in your death. Yeah. Everybody's missing, and you're just pushing up. Now MF is here. Thresh is here. Wait. What just happened here? I think I'm looking at 2 flashes, and I don't know why. Okay. You did not need to E-flash this. You could have just spun on them in misfortune here. The E-flash is only good if you're like really ahead and you're like going for like a one-shot, like an immediate like spin auto. But you're not that strong and you didn't need the flash to get onto her. And then you like walked away afterwards and then Thresh peels you. Yeah, you didn't need to be so fancy there. You can do the basic stuff, which would have been just to spin on her. Once you're in that position, you kind of have to fight just because Thresh was behind you. So I would have looked to spun on her, kill her here, and then like spin out here, and then like get away from the other side of the map. So now you're going to go top. Even though your team is fighting for an objective here. But they can't really fight for that objective anyway. So what happens? Is there a surrender? Oh, it looks like your team just surrendered on you. Okay. So. They FF, yeah. All right.
Follow my blade.
Emmy Lee is hosting with 15 right clickers. What's up, Emmy? How was your stream? You grinding more in TFT? All right, so we're gonna bring up the notes. We're doing a coach session for Gas Made the Beat. We are going to help him improve his gameplay so he can climb out of Silver 1 and Gold 4. All right, so we're going to make a new note for you. This is... Where's my... I'm just going to save my little format here. Gas Made the Beat. And today is the 20th. So, if you're unfamiliar with the format for what we do 3 things to improve. And these are notes that I will share with you in my Discord server afterwards. 3 things to change. Things that you want to either start doing or stop doing altogether. And then 3 things that you want to like start doing, I guess. Because then we want to do 3 things that you're doing well and to keep doing. So maybe like you would want to change something, like you're doing one thing this way, you want to change it and do it differently. So the things to improve though right away is warding or when to ward. Yeah, no Raids Blade would also be a good one here. Raids Blade is fine, but not second item. Crit Cap, second item, or I call it Trinity Force. No Raids Blade. Item is still good, better as a 4th or 5th item. This is because the item is actually bugged right now, and so you can honestly get more out of other items, but it's just not good as a second item. Not second item. All right. And then we're also going to we'll just add it to this note too. Alright, so you're warding and when to ward. Do not buy pink wards when behind. And then also ward before engaging and splitting forward. So this will help you to prevent you from getting ganked when you go to fight. And then this will also help you when you're trying to take objectives so you don't get flanked. You want to ward before these things happen, not after the fact and after you get punished. Because a lot of your deaths were from your lack of vision. Basically, you would die, then you'd go back to your lane, and then you would ward. But by then, the damage is already done. So you can avoid that damage to your KDA and to your XP by warding before you do these things. Okay? When I say crit cap, I'm talking about i.e. immediately after Essence. Now, the other thing we want to do is we want to positioning and spacing for spin, right? The goal is to land spin behind them, not on top of them. Because if you're on top of them, you're going to get pushed back. Whereas if you can spin behind their pathing, then you can creep block them and you can orb walk and you can sticky onto them better. A lot of times you were spinning just directly onto them or in front of them, and that only gets you like one auto attack. When you can just if you can land the spin behind them, that's what you want to go for. So you want to practice that, and you want to get better at trying to spin behind them, so that way they can't get away from you. because you were getting kited a lot because of your spin spacing. So now we want to chains. I know better than that as well. IDK why I was doing that. It happens. The other thing is like maybe if like so you, even though it's something like I used to take notes when I was in platinum because I wanted to improve to hit diamond, and there were some things that I was doing that I knew better, right? Because there are things that you do and it's obvious in hindsight that you really don't want to do them or you need to do them better. So I would take a note of it every single time I did it. And then what would happen would be I would be in game, right? And I would think back to like what I was writing down and to my notes. So I would be patient. I would just wait. And I wouldn't rush into things because when you rush into your mechanics, even if it's as simple as just trying to spin, rushing mechanics will oftentimes result in mistakes and result in misplay. So when you just kind of stay calm about it, just relax and just think about what it is you're really trying to do, you'll accomplish it more often than not. So even having this in a note, even if it's something that you are aware of, to maintain 100% consistency with this, you want to still think about it, especially every time you go for it, until it's not like you don't even have to think about it. You just do it. Right now, this is something that I don't have to think about. I can just do this. If I miss, it's because I probably like just angled my mouse poorly, and it's not something that like I really need to improve. I made a small misplay like 1 in 100 times, but you don't want to fail them, 20 of 100 times. You want only that 1 out of 100 to fail you. The goal is 100 out of 100, but practice can't make perfect, but practice can make permanent. You can pretty much implement things almost perfectly every time. As they say in what is it? The Anchorman. You want to do it 60. It works 100% of 60% of 100% of the time, or something like that. Okay, so things to change here. All right. So you were able to get the kill on the Galio, but it wasn't very clean at all. You ended up blowing flash for it, and you could have been there faster if you were aware of what your Kha'Zix was doing. So don't be afraid to roam for jungle. In general, just don't be afraid to help your team too. You also want to try to bait abilities. You don't want to wait till they walk away to engage. You want to try to like is this like kind of like play is it's a little bit of the same note, but at the same time this is more of like your map awareness for roaming. And then when I think you received the ping, so I think you were aware of what was happening, but you still didn't try fighting or trying to even like land a slow or trying to do anything here. You just kind of just like stayed with the lane freeze and didn't react, and then they just walked away. Galio just dashed out, taunted the Rise teleport, and then just like he just skedoodled. So you want to try to get something going and like actually start it, so that way you can you might be able to land a kill there. And then you need to save your W use. This is something that sometimes I struggle with. Just count to 1 second after they start moving. Because if you like some people, especially in higher elo, they know that the W will only slow them if they're walking away for you. So I'll have somebody, he'll actually pull the 200 IQ move and be an ape. He'll be an 80 carry and he will face me and he will auto attack me. So I basically just try to walk and try to react to when their back is turned to land the W rather than just pressing W because you're like, oh, I'm right here. They can't like walk up to me. So you press your W, but then they just face you and they get the AD reduction, but they don't actually like turn around. So you want to wait till they actually like start like turning around before you do the W. Now the things I want you to keep doing is that level 2 power spike is hot. Keep doing that. Sometimes you can't always land it, but like here, it was a good thing to go for because he was just kind of right in your face, and he was level 1, and you just kind of just killed him like that. So very good. We like those. You want to keep doing that. The other thing was lane management with a freeze. Now, in higher elo, they won't be as nervous. They will totally just shove the lane in, especially when they have a lead. And like if they're like, "What? Oh, you're trying to freeze?" Like they'll just like straight up try to fight you. But still, here it worked. Freezing is also important if you have a lead because you just want to do this in general because it helps you land more of your CS and you can try to deny them CS. So you have lane management and freezing, which is something you don't normally see in silver and gold elo. So I'm going to applaud you for this. Keep doing this. Just also bear in mind, don't be afraid to break this and do the roaming. Listen to map awareness. You know, when stuff starts to happen elsewhere on the map, right? Don't keep your freeze going. You know, just do what you got to do to get something. All right. So besides that, the splitting for tier 2 towers. Honestly, like I've seen some Tryndameres, they just do nothing but group and they won't actually split enough. You were able to take tier 2 top. You were trying to split for tier 2 bottom, and that was honestly good. Excuse me. What's up, Chris? Yeah, we received a couple hosts today. We had Yazke host us for 30 views, and we also just had Emmy Leeson host me. We've had a lot of angry right clickers checking out our stream. Bless me. Thanks. Yeah, I actually need to get some water after this coats. So I think, honestly, these are pretty good notes. Yeah, for what you were doing, the team was behind. You were kind of in just like an ass spot. So splitting to win was perfectly acceptable. You just need to now pay attention of the map awareness and your warding. Just improve on your warding and change how aware you are on the map for where enemies are. So map awareness on high key when you receive pings and enemies are Mia. When you don't see people on the map, respect it. Especially if they're people like 6 and 1 Z and they're just going to pop in and kill you at half your health. So, alrighty. So, now it's time for me to give you some homework. And let me see. I think there's a fogged video that would perfectly suit this. I'm just going to double check if this is it. Oh, yeah. There's something else, though, I got to mention in notes, though, too. That's something to improve, too. Let's see. I'm going to actually put this as one large note because this kind of... because you did this level 2, and you need to remember to yeah, just monkey the minions in. Don't bother. I want my homework so I can tell my teacher I'm doing homework while watching Boxer Pete in class. All right. So let me see, because this video, I know Fog splits like pretty much the entire game, but I'm hoping he demonstrates like what warding spots I'm talking about, and like also like how he does it. All right, so he comes down here. This isn't the example I wanted, so we're going to look at the other video. It's hard to tell what videos are what with the titles that they are, but we're going to get there anyway. No, ma'am, I need to get Challenger and go pro. Right? Yeah, so this is actually a good video example right here. Even though it's kind of older, the build order is not the same. You can see also where he splits to. He's taking jungle camps, and he paths actually around the sides of the map to where he could also maximize the amount of camps he can take. So we're going to look at this. Fox split push 1. And then I think I have a second video right here to look at too. This doesn't look like it's really that much of a splitting video, but it kind of is. So yeah, so you can actually, nope, this is good. He plants some deep vision. We're absolutely going to use that because this is the kind of thing we want to do. All right, and he probably explains too, like how he's splitting and why. So fogged split push 2. I'm gonna just title them like that because they don't. That way they don't have the super clickbait titles. All right, so we're going to copy this. If you're in my... Whoops, I got to copy the rest of it. Nice. And then we'll save it. All right, so in my Discord, message me, send me a DM. Gas me the beat. We shall do another in 30 days to see our improvement. Absolutely. That's the thing. I will do this once a month for you.